A coalition of civil societies believe there are plans by the federal government to reintroduce the National Water Bill, despite popular opposition that it will deprive communities access to basic human rights. They say attempts to privatize the water sector will worsen the already existing competition for scarce resources, which is the cause of strife in communities across Nigeria. Esther Mokbariola reports.
Some communities don't have access to water, and in most cases, they depend on these water sellers, often called Mirua, for daily supply. Others drill boreholes to guarantee sufficiency and regularity. Even at that, available statistics suggest that about 33% of Nigerians don't have access to clean water. Recently, the Nigerian government had introduced the National Water Bill, which seeks to establish a regulatory framework for the water resources sector and conserve Nigeria's surface and groundwater resources. But it was suspended after a public outcry.
People drill into close to the ocean and start sucking in what they call saline. And we don't need to go too far to know why these days you hear that people are falling ill. The more drilling that takes place, the more boreholes that we drill, the more the likelihood that we are going to have earth tremor and disturbances. And it's the reality.
Mrs. Joy Robert, a mother of 3 and a project management professional, believes the government's proposed plans will make things difficult for many Nigerians.
So take, for instance, in the Nigerian situation where getting an ordinary driving license, it's difficult to either get these things or renew them. How can you now be talking about licensing water before people can have access to it? I mean, we'll all die.
At this gathering, activists and members of the civil society deliberate over the controversial bill and asked the federal government to totally discard it because of its obnoxious pro-privatization clauses and begin a fresh community-based process which will entail consultations with Nigerians.
We've had enough of conflicts. It is the time for this government to begin to look at policies that will reduce tension, policies that make life better for the Nigerian people.
Legal issues already raised, and there are local classical cases already established that says that physical planning, because water is part of the physical planning.
With the fears and concerns raised on the National Water Bill, given the prevailing challenges in the sector, one hopes that it doesn't get to a point where living will become a luxury for only those who can afford this basic necessity of life. Esther Mokbariola, TVC News, Lagos.